Hello and welcome to yet another video, and in this video it is a little bit different than usual because in this video I'll be showing you all what I brought with me to Japan in terms of camera gear, whether it's just backpacks, tripods, cameras, lenses, accessories, what have you. It's different from my usual what's in my camera bag videos because those are either long-term stay or kind of like, short-term stay like when I went to Hong Kong, but this is kind of in between here in Japan, so my gear is definitely very, very different. And yeah, in hopes it might actually help some of you out. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So a little bit of a disclaimer, this is actually not what I exactly packed into each individual bags. These are just what I put in the past hour just to show you guys. Obviously certain stuff like the chargers, some batteries, some little cables here and there aren't going to be in these bags for now because I'm using them elsewhere, like to charge batteries and things like that, and also travel adapters right now to charge other batteries because I'm in a foreign country, things like that. So yeah, with that out of the way, let me just first introduce the 4 bags that I brought with me to carry my camera gear. The first one is also one of my favorite, actually they're all my favorite bags to carry gear, to be honest with you. This is a Thai brand, Memento. It's actually one I really love. I showed you guys this a few times in some of my videos. It's pretty simple. Whoops. It's all leather. It's quite classic looking. There's nothing in here apart from just pens and paper, things like that, and some of my postcards to give away. But it just mainly fit like 3 lenses, 1 camera body, and that should be enough for a very small shoot or like an afternoon walk somewhere. And then I brought also this Peak Design bag, which I've been using a lot lately. And I also just realized there are a lot of dust on this bag. Yeah, but in here, the first camera gear that you'll see is my Sony 24-105 f4 lens. Let's put it over there first. Also my 1 camera, 1 lens setup on a Sony system, which is the A7 IV with the 21.8. Absolutely love this setup. If I could pick 1 camera, 1 lens setup, I actually said this many times already, for Sony, it would have to be the A7 IV and the 21.8. The resolution is pretty good, the files are pretty good. I kind of like the colors out of the Sony system from the A7 IV generation. With this bag, oh, you're right, there are also the top compartments where I keep like extra batteries and also memory cards in there. And also I always have this Peak Design capture clip here as well, so that if the camera bag is too full, I can always put another camera in front here. And also it's just a nice quick grab and go kind of system. In front here, usually I put my postcards, but it's in a different bag for now. But I also keep this, I don't know what you call it. I think it's from Think Tank. It's kind of this band where you can just like tie the cables together and keep them organized. I just have an extra one of that. Actually, I have it in all of my bags, and also some pens and papers in there, and basic medication like paracetamol, aspirin, things like that. And then this is the bag that I've been carrying pretty much every day. It's a normal Adidas backpack, but you don't need to buy from Adidas, of course. This design is on so many other brands as well. On the side, photo printer. I've used it a couple of times already during this trip. It's proved to be very useful because it's nice to take pictures and also share it with other people as a physical copy. I still think it's kind of like the most meaningful way to share pictures. Yeah. Obviously, Peak Design neck strap. I have more in there and some more elsewhere that I forgot. I have quite a few of these Peak Design neck straps. Then lens caps. On the side, if I need to do groceries, obviously here's a kind of like a grocery bag, but then here's also a quick tripod. It's a Manfrotto mini table tripod in there. In the front, there's always going to be my AirPods Pro, some other cables, USB-Cs. Again, I have more cables elsewhere. I'm usually more organized with cables. It's just for this video, just showing you roughly what I carry. This will live in whatever bag I choose to have that day. It's very convenient for cleaning the front element of the lens and also just getting off dust from your computer and also from other parts of the camera. Extra battery, usually I have a pouch, but I also put some individual batteries for both Canon and Sony mainly into some individual compartments of different bags. My postcards live in here. This is the main pouch for my postcards that I usually give to people. Another like this is the CF Express Type B card reader. I do have another one in this bag, but this is also nice. Yeah. Tissues, more pens. I'm from Thailand, so it's always good to carry an inhaler for a hot summer day, just to be a bit more refreshed. And yeah, even more batteries. Ooh. Oh, on Canon batteries, if you don't know this tip, or trick rather, it's very convenient. So usually on Canon batteries, there are two sides to the battery, the blue side and the black side. And for decades now, Canon has been supplying you with these battery holders. So for me, if it's on blue, then it's usually full. If it's used up, I put it to black. Yeah, it's easy as that. But usually, since these live in my battery pouch anyway, I don't really use the protection thing that they gave you. Also, another Peak Design capture clip right here. And boy, this is gonna be a long video. Extra light if I'm gonna take videos at night, but you know, that can also come in handy. GoPro Hero 8. Just a backup to my Hero 10. I still use Hero 10. Oh, these are separate pouches. Yeah, let me just run these up real quick. Yeah, these are where I keep all of my chargers. I still have it in here. Also, and like a spare universal wall power adapter. Things like that, and this is very crucial. I talked about this many times. It's from SmallRig. It's like a magic arm. It clamps onto things, and it just allows me to use this as a tripod because I can just clamp it onto like table, onto a fence, onto a rail, onto a lamp pole, things like this. Yeah, it's very convenient. It's much smaller than a traditional tripod, and it just, you know, holds my camera perfectly. I many times mount, let's say, the Fuji X-T3 with the 10-24 on like a lamp post, or the Canon R5 with the 15-35 f2.8. It still holds a weight, and I also mount it onto like a lamp pole just to get like a quick long exposure. Sometimes also like a nice selfie, things like that. Yeah, just other cables and chargers in here. I'm not gonna show you everything. Yeah. And here is, well, other kind of accessories. This is the NT video, like Rode mic. I actually don't know what this one is. Here, NTG video mic. Yeah, from Rode. That's also very good. It's my favorite shotgun mic. Also for recording audio is the Zoom H1N. A little tripod for that. Also spare lights. I also love using this as well when I'm doing some POV shoots. Other GoPro accessories like these mounts and also chest mounts as well. Yeah, more GoPro accessories. Also Hero 10, I love using this. Actually, since I got here, I love using this Hero 10 as like a vlogging camera. So on some of the videos or some of the vlogs in Japan here, I did just vlog with this just by holding it out like this, and the microphone is actually good enough. I might just have to increase it by a few percent later in post, but it's actually generally pretty good. I don't have the latest version because for YouTube purposes, I find that this is perfectly okay, unless if GoPro comes up with comes out with another version that has really good stabilization that is better than the newest one right now, then I would probably get that, because I use this a lot for POV, for yeah, just like photo shoot videos where I can just show you all what I'm seeing, and also different camera angles, and also for some street POV shoots as well. So yeah, this has been a very useful tool. The one one main downside about GoPro is the battery life. I do have the white version of the battery in here, so their highest version, but even then it proved to be, you know, on a good day lasting between 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is not that much of a jump compared to the blue ones that last between 45 minutes to 1 hour on a good day. So yeah, I wish it lasts longer, because right now I'm carrying 3 different batteries for this, and if I'm using this for a day vlog, I usually run through 3 of them very, very easily, and I usually get very, very scared when I run on their last battery, because yeah, it runs out very quickly, the battery. So yeah, there is that. Obviously, the microphone that you're hearing my voice from right now, the DJI wireless mic, it's not the latest one. This is the pouch where I keep all of my memory cards, but obviously some are out, like for example this, because I have to back up this and some projects, even though have already been backed up, but because I'm not done editing them, this one stays out of the camera, out of my R5, in case whatever happens. Okay. Here's another pouch where I keep other extra cables and also strap, but these are, this is going to be a quick pouch. Yeah. Body caps and also power bank. This is very important. This is only 1500 milliamp, but the reason I picked this is because it has this built-in this power socket thing, and also there are these cables built in already. I don't know, it's quite a smart design in my opinion. I do have the 20,000 milliamp, but yeah, that's very heavy compared to this one. And there's also this stand if you want to watch a movie or something on a bus or on a plane, what have you, then the phone can stand over here and then just yeah. I don't know, it's very versatile. I got it in Thailand, and yeah, also in front there are extra USB ports, and if you press the power button it will always show you how many % is left, so that's also quite good. Now over onto the main bag. Oh, right behind the main bag there is my main camera, the R5 with the 15-35 f2.8. Now this is one of my main setup here in Japan. If you're familiar with my channel, I usually use the R5 with a 28-70 f2.0, but that's on a different camera in here right now. So yeah, because I'm traveling here in Japan right now, I just feel like I don't know, here the 15-35 is a bit more versatile for me for some reason. So yeah, I've been using this a lot more than the 28-70 f2. So yeah, but otherwise it's been a very good setup. I really love it a lot. And then, oh right, at the back there's this Peak Design wrist strap, and also the Peak Design tripod mount. Actually, on all of my cameras, there are Peak Design tripod mounts. And talking about Peak Design, this is their travel tripod. Yeah, I don't really recommend it. It's not as good as some of the 40 euros or 80 euros travel tripod from, let's say, Rollei, for example. But yeah, I have it. I thought it would be better, but in the same time, my 40 euros Rollei tripod, that's, you know, where my A7C with the 14-24 f2.8 mounted on is sometimes more reliable than my Peak Design, and I feel much more confident taking it to the beach using the Rollei than my Peak Design, because sand actually does get inside this very easily, whereas with my Rollei it doesn't seem to bother the Rollei that much. And this is my favorite camera backpack. It's a bit heavy. Whew. Not everything is inside and it's already this heavy. Not looking forward for the day when I go back to the Netherlands, because it'll be heavier. This reminds me of when I went to Hong Kong. This bag was around 24 kilos when I was carrying it around Hong Kong earlier this year. But as usual, Peak Design clip, and also there's this back pocket compartment which is nicely sealed behind the luggage strap. So there I just have my vaccination booklet and also my passport and other important documents in here. And then on the side, I usually have more, but right now I just have adapters and also screwdrivers, well, Allen key, and also tissue, apparently. You might need that at some point. On the side, of course, if I need a tripod, I'll carry a tripod in here, but this is where I have my GoPro stick mounted. It actually reaches very high. Some of you have seen it before when I actually use it during my photo shoot sessions, so that you guys can see what I'm seeing from the 360 cam on top. And then in front, I have another card reader, more tissue, another phone in there, things like that, and some more cables that I don't think would interest you guys that much. Oh, okay, let's start from the top. Oh, and by the way, there's also this hidden compartment where I have a lot more cables and also extra batteries in here as well. Some more GoPro accessories like the mount, things like that, other dongles and adapters. So anything that I need on a quick, it's always going to be living up here. I'm not going to take everything out right now because I think you all get the idea. Yeah. Whew. This is longer than I thought. Up here is a Sony 51.4. I don't like 50mm, but sometimes I have to admit that it is versatile for certain clients, but sometimes, like once in a while. A pancake, not really a pancake, but kind of like a pancake, 16mm f2.8 from Canon RF. Haven't used that yet because I do have the 15-35, but there might be a time when I will be using it. And then a Nikon 24-50mm, a really old lens, because I do carry a DSLR with me. During this trip, I lost the cover for the front port here, but it's the D800. I do like this camera, that's why I brought it here. There's another video coming about it. I already made a video, my thought video about it, so you can also watch that. An adapter for the Sony mount, but this is also the 51.7 from Minolta. I really love this lens. I've done a video, like a photo shoot video with this lens before, and the softness of this lens is very nice. You can go and check it out. It's a look that it's very nostalgic, it's very soft, but in the same time not too soft that you can't see the details. But yeah, it's just very filmic, analog kind of feel that I really like. And going further, this is my quick battery pouch. It's, you know, it's gonna be the pouch that has all of my GoPro, Canon, Sony, Insta360 batteries in here, because those are the cameras that I use more often. And then another pouch where it keeps every single other brands of batteries from Sony, from Canon, from Lumix, because I do have my compact camera that I brought with me. It's the Alex100, the very first version, because I don't see why getting the second version, because quality-wise, it's not that much of a difference. And since I mainly use my other mirrorless cameras as my main camera anyway, I don't see the point of using the second version of that or upgrading. Another strap from Peak Design. Then the Canon EF RF adapter, which can be handy, but I only brought one EF lens with me during this trip. The 70-200 f2.8 RF. I've been using that quite a lot lately, actually. One of my favorite lenses, the 85-1.2 Canon L. This is the normal 85-1.2 L version. I just don't see getting the fancy version. That one is fine. This is a nice little guy, 100-400mm I forgot the F number, 5.6 to f8. I've got some really good shots of the surfers here lately, and it's just a very fun lens to travel with. But if I'm traveling somewhere for the first time here, I still would go for the 70-200 because the sharpness is clear. this is still a sharp lens. It's a well-performing lens, and I love the fact that I can just zoom between between 100 millimeters to 400 millimeters very easily, very conveniently. It's, you know, it's a very nice, versatile lens, and I cannot complain about it. But it's just with the R5 and even the R6, for example, you do see a huge sharpness difference between the 70-200 and the 100 to 400, and I guess you should, paying that price for it. And also it's f2.8. I love that. But yeah, also a little blower, more pouches to hold extra adapters and cables. I also have this in case I'm shooting videos. I can mount 2 cameras on here, get like on the same level, and just, yeah, get one tight, one wide kind of perspective. A little pouch from my Insta360 X2. Yeah, I used to have 2 of these, but I gave the other one to my dad, so now I only have 1. There is that, more cables, but that's not really interesting. And now to the more fun stuff and the final compartment, which is the back compartment of this bag. I have to be careful because opening it up, let's put it over here. Here is where I use my main workhorse for this trip. It's the 14-inch MacBook Pro. Yeah, it's been a nice workhorse. Let's put it down. My analog camera of choice for this trip, and I haven't used it yet, is this Canon EOS 1. I love this thing. I got it for 17 euros at a secondhand shop. It's very fast, well, not fast, like it's very reliable. It's very, I don't know, by fast I mean like convenient film camera to use, because you don't really have to fuss with it. You just load the film, it loads everything. The autofocusing system actually just works, and it works well with all of my modern EF lenses, but I only brought one old EF lens for this trip, which is the 51.4. For a person who don't like 50mm, I realized I brought 3 50mm lenses during this, no, 4. And talking about 51.2 RF from Canon. This is a beast. Yes, I don't like 50mm, but the characteristics out of this particular glass, despite the focal length, but the characteristics of this glass is just worth having this lens alone, just for the characteristics. I love it. Not the focal length, but the character of this lens. It's great. I'm gonna leave it there. A little surprise, it's the NEX3 Sony. Great little camera, slow at autofocusing system, but it's a nice experimental camera. Canon EOS R, my baby. Yeah, can't complain. I have a lot of memory with this particular camera. It's a special place in my heart kind of camera. I went to so many places before I got the R5, obviously, with this camera, and shot so many things in so many unforgiving environments, and it is still holding on. Of course, it doesn't have all the fancy features as my R5 and things like that, but it is still very fast, very reliable camera, and when I do need to shoot event, this camera still comes with me along with my R6 and R5. Usually I mount the 15 to 35 on here, and then the 28 to 70 millimeter on the R5, and on the R6 it's usually changing between 85 1.2, 70 to 200 f2.8, 50 1.2, things like that. So any special kind of perspective I need, I put it on the R6, but this is usually my overall kind of capturing frame camera, 15 to 35. But for a portrait shoot, it is still a very nice camera. The autofocusing system using f1.2 on this camera is great. The resolution is also good. It's still decent in low light. I don't know, overall, I still recommend this camera when you can get it for a good price. It's small, it's lightweight. The downside, it doesn't have IBIS, but it is still a great camera after all. So there is that. I'm running out of space where to place stuff. Oh, in here I have just extra pouches where I just keep extra accessories, extra receipts, extra, I don't know, like something to hold, like some random stuff. I don't usually put stuff in that compartment, but just receipts and some minor documents and yeah, not so important documents. And the last piece in this setup is this, the R6 with a 28 to 70 millimeter. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a while, this is a very, very weird kind of setup. I usually put this lens on the R5 and the R6 has the 85 1.2, but as I mentioned earlier, my Japan trip has been a little bit weird in terms of gear setup so far, that my R5 has the 15 to 35 f2.8 and the R6 has the 28 to 70. So yeah, it's a bit longer video than I thought, but it's pretty much kind of like my main stuff out of the way. I clearly have to change stickers on my gear because they are slowly coming off after putting them in my bag for a long time. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you need a free photography guidebook, it's absolutely for free on my website. Just click the link down in the description section below. If you have any stories to share, any questions, feel free to also just comment that down in the comment section below as well. If you want a free photography tutorial and also some of the paid ones, it's also available on my website. The link is also down in the description section below. Otherwise, I thank you all very much for watching this far. I wish you all a great time. Stay safe, have fun shooting. Till next time, bye for now.